Assalamu alaikum students. How have you been? Hope you all are pretty good. In the last session, we had discussed about groundwater, pervious rocks, impervious rocks. In this session, we are going to learn about water table or groundwater level, rocks and groundwater in Andhra Pradesh. So, look at the wells on the screen. You can see that water level is same in all the wells. Don't see the depth of the well, just look at the level of water. After the rainfall, you can see that water level is up to 5 meters, and in summer season the water level will be down to 10 meters. Then we can see that the maximum water in well 1 in summer season. Also minimum water in well 4. The other two wells will be dries up due to heat. Okay? In the well 2 and well 3, we can't find water in summer season because due to the heat, the water will be evaporated and dries up. So, the level of the water under the ground is called water table or groundwater. Conditions for water table depletion. So, by the streams and the trees, water is percolated into the soil, and the black arrows on the screen is the groundwater. The accumulated water will be taken out by digging wells or tube wells. On the other side, you can see that aquifer. Aquifer is nothing but groundwater is called aquifer. The level of groundwater is called water table or groundwater level. Rocks and groundwater in Andhra Pradesh. Most of the rocks under the soil in Andhra Pradesh have granites, which are hard and impervious. The top portion of these rocks, about 20 meters, are broken and they carry water. Many of these rocks also have deep cracks going down to 50 to 100 meters depth. These cracks also contain water. Normally, with ordinary wells also that we dig, we tap the water present in the top weathered layer. Tube wells which are dug with the help of water level is never stable. It goes deeper in summer months and comes up after the monsoon months. The tube wells, which are dug with the help of drilling machines, reach the deeper cracks and draw water from them. In many mandals, the predominant rocks like granites, sandstones, shales, and limestones are very hard, but they can be broken hardly. And we will find a lot of gaps between these rocks, which allows the water to store in it. So, in these rocks, water can be stored easily up to 3 to 15 meters below the ground level, and therefore the wells are dug up to 15 meters deep so that water can be easily available in wells. The areas beside the Krishna and Godavari have deep layer of sand and silt. The water level there depends upon the water in the rivers. Usually there is plenty of water. It is nearly 5 to 7 meters below the ground. in these areas, and it will be very easy to dig wells in these areas. You can see on the screen that a tube well is dug under the ground with the help of drilling machine, and it in the hard granite to reach the crack in the rock, to reach the water present in the crack in the rock. Recharging groundwater. As you know that water flows swiftly on naked ground which has no cover of trees or grasses, as there is nothing to stop the flow. However, if the flow of the rainwater is checked by vegetation or bunds, then there is a greater possibility of it percolating into the soil. So, you can see a bund is constructed. You can see the picture of bund. By constructing the bunds like this, there will be a greater possibility of percolation of water into the soil. Then the groundwater level will be increased. You can see that a man is building a bund for percolation of water into the soil. And also, grasses are planted on the hill slopes for where a stream starts, and small check dams are also built across the stream to store water for a longer time. All these helps to increase or recharge groundwater. It is seen in most part of our state that we are using more water than the recharging rate. This means that we are overusing the groundwater. The amount of water that percolates into the soil has also declined due to the cutting down of forest. So, there is a rapid fall in the water level or water table by half 2 meters every year. If we use more water than what percolates down, the groundwater will be decreased over time. Finally, there may be little groundwater left for us. This has been happening during the last few years in our state. In our country, we know that it rains only for about 3 to 4 months. For the rest of the year, we are depending upon groundwater. Rivers, wells, and ponds all get their water from these groundwater resource. Water quickly flows into streams and into rivers. However, if the flow of the rainwater were to be checked by vegetation or bunds, then there would be a greater possibility of the water percolating into the soil to join the groundwater. If we build bunds, tanks, and more vegetation, then there will be a chance of improvement in groundwater. This is why vegetation like trees, grasses, and bunds are used to enhance groundwater. Over the last few years, great efforts have been made to harvest rainwater by these means. These measures are usually taken for a stream or a river. Such efforts are called watershed development project. In the picture you can see that some farmers are digging small tanks to store the rainfall water. So what will happen by this? The stored water will be percolated into the soil, which will develop the groundwater level. Under these projects, trees and grasses are planted on the hill slopes from where a stream starts. Also, small burns are built across streams to stop the flow of water. And also, small check dams were built across the stream to store the water for a longer time. All these helps us to increase or recharge groundwater. Okay students, we will end up here and I will be there in the next session with this continuation topics in our chapter. And I have a question for you and answer me in the live session for this question. Can you think of a ways in which groundwater can be used less without wastage? Think this question's answer and tell me in live session.